You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
How's everything going with you, though, man? You been staying out of trouble?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. How's the weather in Florida? I'm going to be over there probably about 3, maybe 4 weeks at this point. So give me some good news, man. We still in the warm spell, or are you guys in the 60s?
well, I think you're bringing that cold with you, because we had a couple days, but nothing crazy.
No, bro. I can't do it. There's nothing more that pops your balloon than going down to Florida and it's 60 degrees, and you're like, what is going on? Okay, like you guys are mecca down there of like warmth and heat, especially Miami area, bro. And it's been very enjoyable to work. So I don't take the breeze for granted. Amen. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, if you're doing work down there, the 60s and 70s is probably nicer than 85s, you know. But
yeah. But if you're hitting the beach, it's different.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. We went to Destin, and then we went to Tampa, and it was not as warm as I thought. And then the house that we Airbnb'd with a couple folks didn't have the heater on or something like that, or that was extra. We didn't know that. And so the water wasn't exactly like nice. It was like 60 degrees and freezing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a warm weather guy. If any of you guys don't know, I love Florida. I love the heat, and I'd rather swim in a pool that's 100 degrees, man, like a hot tub, than some 65 degree cool pool. I hate that, man. So that's not for me. But anyway,
go ice plunge.
Yeah, I mean that's ice fishing, bro, up north, kind of stuff. That's awesome. Well, hey, dude, I already hit record, man. We're jumping into it. I want to get the PGL update, man. See where you're at.
Yes, sir.
Gosh, I think, did you come up to LEL, or was that Trades where I saw you last?
Together in the Trades.
Trades, that's right. Because I know I seen you at one of them, but I had Ricky up, but I think Ricky's in Indiana. Another Ricky down in Florida, I think. Nice. But yeah, I mean, we saw you together in Trades. That was a really, really good time. Have you ever been? You ever been that far west, by the way?
No. I never have been on that side of town, to say the least. And I definitely felt at home. You know, it was so peaceful.
Yeah.
It was a great spot. It was really, you guys crushed it with that.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I think that was our best trades that we've done so far, personally. What everybody was sharing about, the guest speakers that came in, just the location. Yeah, like just the location. Yeah. You guys, you don't get any miles like
that. That's one trip that me and my wife had said, if there's one trip we're going on, is to get in the Trades. And that's how we got to do it, because we love to travel. But we also got to be, careful, how many trips we take and all that. It can get, when you start getting invitations to go trips, you got to really be selective. Yeah, no,
I call it, being a groupie. I say you can't be a groupie. You got to pick one or two,
Yep.
And I don't care if you come to mine. I don't care if you go to somebody else's. I do not play that way. I'll just say, figure out what your company needs, figure out what you and your wife need, and that's where you need to spend your time and money. If you don't go to Trades, nobody's going to be butthurt that you didn't go. It's not like that. It's a resource, man. These are tools, just like we got a bunch of tools in the tool belt to get the job done. Look at these live events or conferences or meetups or groups in the exact same way. That's how I do it, at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trust me, I want to go, but like you said, we gotta make the wife happy too. So what better event, that it's marriage and business at the same time. So
yeah.
And I preach the family business concept. My wife helps me tremendously. So can't give her enough credit. So on an event like that, it's time for the both of us. And at the same time, my life is my business too. It's kind of tied. It's very personal, so it's beautiful that you guys were able to put something like that together.
Yeah, no, amen, and thanks, man, and I really appreciate the kind words and back at you. Thanks for taking advantage of the event, coming, hanging out, and learning and growing and kicking butt, man. Hey, before we go too far down the rabbit hole, I always say we have a bunch of new listeners. The podcast is growing all the time. We always got new people
for sure
listening in. I know we've done at least one, if not two episodes before, but if people haven't heard you, or maybe they haven't heard you on somebody else's podcast, we're talking like we're buddies, because we've known each other for quite a few years now.
Yes, sir.
But if somebody's new listening in, they're outside in. Give these guys the 2 minute, man. What's your name, company name, background, where are you coming from, and tell them a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you. So my name is Paul Capote, and I am owner of PGL. But on Instagram, many know me as the Miami Landscaper, which has been, one of my big, techniques of like kind of getting out from the average, little tricks like that, being able to brand the business in a way where it's catchy and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I basically stopped maintenance around right before 2020. I was doing full-time maintenance. I still do some. I have a couple commercial accounts that we do mow and blow and stuff and trim. But after 2020, I realized that I was it was a lot more profitable to do the design aspect of things. I do like softscapes, I guess you would call it. And I started running with that, and I transitioned my business a lot these last couple of years in order to do more design / landscape installation. And yeah, we're in sunny South Florida, down here in Miami. I'm actually in Homestead, right before the Keys.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah. It's been 14 years in the making, still learning, still getting in my own way, but always pushing forward.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. 14 years. Now, are you guys doing any maintenance or just landscaping exclusively, or where are you guys at?
Correct. So we do have, I do like a couple of my in-laws and my aunt and stuff like that, like a handful of that I still do just to not leave them hanging. And then I have 2 commercial accounts. That's it. I rarely, I don't really take any mowing calls anymore. It's just very, very hard. Some guys make it happen down here, but the way I was doing it wasn't working,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I switched it up a bit and went, I'm pretty close to, let's say 90 and 10%. 90% like design, upgrade, 10, 20% maintenance.
Okay, that's cool. What's your bread and butter for landscaping? Like a $1,000 job, $10,000 job, $20,000 job. What have you found to be your bread and butter down there as you really dialed it in these last few years?
Well, the economy is like, how it is. Everything's getting shaken around, and Miami is a place that I like to say that there's always going to be pockets of money. Even though the economy might be rough, there's always going to be people willing to spend. Look, at Jeff Bezos just moved to Miami. Imagine he calls you up for your landscaping.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
The money's not really the issue. So there is a lot of that in Miami, and that's why I don't see myself leaving. People are, as fast as people are coming in, they're also leaving, and because it's very expensive. So I have noticed that it also ties in with like how you post. So I've been trying to post bigger jobs so I can attract bigger clients. The little jobs are great, but you have to really, really plan them out well. Almond talks about this a lot, that the logistics on a small job is just as hard as a big job, and you're making a little less money. So
I agree.
I've seen that in the flesh, and I don't mind. I'll take small jobs. But what I've noticed is that the middle class is taking a blow, and they're not able to spend like they did last Christmas,
right?
From the Christmas before.
I agree.
So my business revolves a lot on holidays. So hey, I got a big 4th of July. 4th of July is a big one usually, that people have a nice barbecue, so they have guests come over, and they want their landscaping looking good, and then it goes down the line all the way throughout the year. Holidays, Thanksgiving is a big deal. And then you got, if you're going to make it happen for Thanksgiving, please have it ready for Christmas,
Right,
so,
right.
So we have a lot of that. Definitely.
That's awesome. By the way, quick side note, 2 things you said there. I saw an Instagram reel, and it wasn't even like super biased politically, but it just said like under the current administration and inflation and all this mess, the average family, I think year over year, it's costing them $11,500 and like, I don't know, $34 more a year to live the same life compared to last year. That's not good economic growth or data for anybody. So I agree. Like a lot of folks are getting squeezed. They're penny pinching. They're, just trying to make the dollar go a little bit further. Some pre-2020 type conversation, like maybe.
Correct.
Yeah, 29.
And back to your point. I saw the jobs rolling in. They would go from $2,000 to $10,000, and now the jobs, like the people that are actually pulling the trigger, are $8,000 and up. Like these guys are, good for it. They have solid foundation. They're professionals. They have their things in order enough to spend on a landscaping, because at the end of the day, it's a luxury.
Right. Sure. Yeah. And your business has to change too with that. I mean, that is what I would implore anybody listening in. You can't keep going back to the same well if the well's dried up. I mean, you have to. I
can tell you all about that.
Dude, please do. I mean, go ahead. Take it away. Well, give me some tips.
Well, from the notes that I had took on the podcast notation there on the calendar was the double-edged sword of debt. And this is a place where very rarely you hear people run without it, and I've heard I've done the Dave Ramsey thing, and it helped me a lot, big time. And but I've also done the grant thing, and you get pulled back and forth, the over information of things,
Mm-hmm.
And it has helped me to, bite the bullet. I was able to get a brand new Isuzu. Like as I was transitioning the business, of course, I got an MT100. That thing's $36,000, and the Isuzu is like $60. It all adds up.
Mm-hmm.
You know the deal. But you have to know your limits, just like everything else. Because if you're overextending yourself, now it is like you're getting choked out.
Yeah.
So I've been in that position where I'm still fighting. I got some stuff I'm clearing up soon that will help me breathe a little bit, alleviate the stress, because once you check out your break evens and all that, it's always great being communicated in the industry, because they these podcasts are like a slap in the face when you're doing something wrong and you hear it. So I'm the testament of, like, if you can put up with the stress that it is to take on debt, then go for it. But if you cannot mentally take it, that's how people quit and tap out and sell all their stuff. And I've seen so many people come and go since 2020, because people go and invest, and then they're not as passionate. So then the love's not there for the business, and then it gets hard and people just quit.
Right.
So it is something, I'm not going to tell you I'm not, I'm never going to use the debt to leverage, but I've had it help me, but I've also felt for that it's, you could definitely feel the change. Once the economy drops just a bit, those bills are all still there.
Yeah. I think it always just kind of comes down to cash flow and financial management, because like you said, if you run a business and you overextend, you get over those skis, and then you have to start selling something off. The other company that was not living as lavishly, and they have a couple bucks to the name, they will be right there to buy up your equipment. And then
exactly, ready to go.
Yeah, and you will take the L on your credit. You will take the L business-wise, financially-wise, and that's just, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. I know we're all in it together, but if somebody's going to go out of business, I will buy your truck off you if you fall in hard times. It is what it is, bro. And so
I saw people buy brand new machinery, cool, and then they start getting picky with work too, and this and that, and then next thing you know, they're selling everything. It's like, it's not the plan.
Yeah, and I agree, and a lot of people listening in know my stance on being personally debt free. I'm a big proponent of that. I personally, as long as you're getting 4% interest rates or lower, couldn't care less if you borrow. I think it's a great job and a great idea to slingshot yourself for. But again, you have to manage your debt. You have to manage your debt load, your cash flow. But it can really slingshot you forward. I just personally I don't believe that most of us listening in are going to get to where you want to be at the speed of cash in just a decade or so. It's gonna take you a long ass time. It's just anybody who wants to debate me otherwise, I'll do a 3-hour show. We'll get some video cameras. We'll get some podcasts, and I will dismantle every angle of that. I'm not saying it's the only way to grow. And I know there's a lot of guys that have built it, cash free, debt free. But they've also been doing it for 10, 15 plus years. And that's fine. But, again, if you can do it in 3 to 5, and then, you paid a little interest along the way, or maybe even not any interest. If you get some good 0% rates, you can slingshot for it.
Yeah,
But
I had a mower. Yep, I had a mower 0%. So look at this.
Yeah. Almost everything we've bought, if we haven't paid cash, we've gotten 0% on it. I don't think I've paid, other than maybe the trucks, but my trucks were all like 2.5%. I mean, that's nothing. My newest truck's at 4.5%. I don't even know. It's like, but whatever. But we still put 20 on that, and we could pay it off. I'm trying to hold on to my cash. Go figure. I'm trying to hold on to my cash because Lord knows what the academy is doing, and I'm also every 2 minutes it's another 1, 5, 10 grand on the barn of the house. It's just
yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh my God, it just never ends, bro.
Good. No, what a blessing.
But no, all good. It's just you gotta keep some cash on hand for the rainy days, man.
No, and on that. Sorry, yeah, thank you. One thing that would tie to that, when things are rough, don't tarnish your relationship.
Yeah.
I cannot have been where I'm at thanks to some of my suppliers and some of my subs that we work hand in hand a lot. And I'm a big believer in bartering. I barter a lot of work. I always fight like that. Like, let's bring back like the old school times.
Yeah.
And we still build each other. Like, I have buddies that, one buddy will help me with a tree job or a sprinkler job, and he'll send me the bill. Cool, boom, I'll pay. I'll pay the deposit or whatnot. But then the week after that, I'll do a job for him. So when I'll send him a bill, and then we'll balance it out. Okay, cool. I owe you $500. Let's leave it at that.
Yep.
Or I grow plants. So I got some plants there, and then hey, come pick up some plants. Take off this much out of the bill, or and things like that. But you have to show face.
Yeah. Because
some people try to do that and then don't answer the call. They go ghost. And then now you're tarnishing your relationship. I'll tell people, my suppliers, I'll tell them how thankful I am. I'll show them. I always pick up the phone and we work out whatever we got to work out. And then at the end of the year, we're good. You can't close those doors.
Right.
So the one thing I've done is the Brotherhood meetups. I call it the Landscape Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And we have a group of landscapers, and man, we have gotten each other out of pickles every time. Like, I'll get a call, hey, I need that machine, because my machine's like small and it fits. Can you come help me out on this? Of course, we always like take care of each other versus calling some random guy that's going to tax you and make a big break off of your bump in the road.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we take care of each other.
Talk a little bit more about that, because we started Link a couple weeks ago. It's taken off. I'm really grateful for people that are joining that. It's our Facebook group. No hard pitch, guys. There's a lot of masterminds, groups, Goat Gang, all these things. Dude, I'm all for everybody having something to plug into at whatever level.
That's right.
And however it feeds you. You guys are more like of a formal meetup? Do you guys get to hang out in person? Because I know you've been doing this for a little while now down in Miami.
It's been a couple years now.
Yeah.
And it's like a social gathering. I'm still recreating it. I'm still trying to figure out where exactly I'm going to take it. Because it, like you said, there's a lot of people that do these training programs, but everyone has their own style. So no one's really getting in each other's way, and sometimes I'm sure there is people that have to decide that. Do I sign up for this one or the other one? But for the most part, everyone has something different to offer, a different style, different niche. And in our case, right now it's been like a social gathering. We pick like a nice spot outdoors that they maybe, like sell some beer, got some music, and we just gather and exchange information. So some of us, I got like a good group of like 5 guys that have been from the beginning. So they'll help me kind of promote it and stuff like that. But it's always nice, like after the meetup, the guys that showed up typically start doing work with each other throughout the next, months or the years. I got some of the guys that I call first are those guys that are in the Brotherhood group.
Yeah.
So we got some tree guys, we got some pressure cleaning guys, we got couple landscaper. And so we try to be a little diverse with it, but we're always open to people coming and showing face, and we all talk about what we're going through, how we could learn. But I'm still remaking it and seeing how I could. I want it to be a good time, but I also want it to be informational. So I'm trying to find that in between.
Yeah, right.
At Launchpreneur Academy, we believe in a community where success is amplified, not diminished by helping others. Introducing the Launchpreneur Academy Link membership, your ticket to a thriving lawn care business. Join our exclusive Launchpreneur Academy Link Facebook group where like-minded entrepreneurs share insights, advice, and encouragement. It's not just a group, it's a family dedicated to your success. As a Link member, you'll enjoy monthly hangouts to connect with fellow lawn care professionals, bidding hour calls to sharpen your business acumen, and enlightening lessons from industry experts in our monthly guest expert series. And here's the icing on the cake, our monthly group coaching calls where your specific challenges are addressed and you receive personalized guidance to excel in your business. Yeah, there's more. Gain exclusive access to the lessons from Brian, the mastermind behind Launchpreneur Academy. With call records, PDF recaps, and more, you'll have a treasure trove of resources at your fingertips. And as a special bonus, when you sign up now, you'll receive 3 training programs worth $200 absolutely free. Boost your productivity with our Productivity and Profitability Hacks training program. Learn the art of selling with our How to Sell More Customers and Close More Jobs training program. And discover the secrets of building a winning team with our How to Build Your Team and Legitimize Your Business training program. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to revolutionize your lawn care business. Join Launchpreneur Academy Link membership today and let's grow together. Visit launchpreneuracademy.com and sign up now or use the link in the podcast description. Launchpreneur Academy Link, your link to success.
Well, I love the in-person meetup. I mean, that's I told Liz.
Correct.
We've been talking about what we want to do with Link. And if it gets to a couple hundred members, that'd be freaking dope. And I would love to do some meetups. Maybe even at a Quip Expo, like we have a private after party or something like that, or go bowling or rent out an axe throwing thing, on the dime, like on our dime. It's not a cash grab. It's just you gotta price the membership at something. You can't put $1. You can't put. I'm not gonna put $500 or $100. I'm not trying to get everybody to do all those kind of different things. So we're just trying to work together to, make it accessible to the masses. But have you guys found a lot of fun and camaraderie and conversations with all those different folks that get to meet up in person? Are you guys doing this weekly or monthly? Because I wish we could do that here locally. I just don't know. Our social media is a little bit more broad, than just maybe one city like Miami or something like that.
For sure. No, well, trust me, you guys are ahead of the game because all those, not necessarily the meetups, but the events. Period. I feel like I see a lot of them pop up north, and in Florida, there's a couple agriculture events, like plant display events.
Okay.
There's a couple big ones of those, but when it comes to like really getting down to like all those training courses, there's really not that many down here in Florida from what I've seen.
Sure.
But the in-person meetup is great because it gets people out of like, I try to put it as like enjoyable, so we work a lot. No one's going to tell me, oh, I'm busy working. And I tell my buddies, like, we all work. Like, you don't tell me, that you're busy working because we all know how with the landscapers are, so
right.
It's like that one time for us, for ourselves, and I try to get the wives to come in because I see sometimes like, they don't want to go without their wife or whatnot, or bring the wives, it's all good.
Right.
I've had a couple buddies bring their kids and everything. So we just exchange information, and the ones that have been in the group for a while, it's super cool because we typically have done work with each other. So we'll have a pending job coming up. So it's a great way to like plan out how we can do that and make sure we're on the same page when we do subcontract each other. I know that with some of my buddies, I already know by memory how much they charge per square foot of turf. So my boy Sublime, we go back and forth with turf jobs, and I know his square footage, and I just put a couple bucks on top, and we're both happy. And he's one of the main ones from the group. I got my other guy, Brad from Native Roots. Give a couple shout outs here. We got Rafael from We Can Do It Right. We all help each other out in certain things, and we all have different machinery. So it when it comes in handy, it comes in handy. You know who to call, kind of thing.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. Bedell will rent equipment off of me. I've rented equipment off Bedell. a couple other buddies, Brett. He's got a tractor that I rent all the time from him. Skid steers. I got in a pinch in a snowstorm last year or 2 years ago, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing with your skid?" He's like, "Nothing." I said, "You got a blade?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Just throw me a number." So,
straight up.
yeah, it didn't even matter. I was building the client. I'm like, just whatever you need, whatever. And had this huge site and 15 inches of powder in there and wet slush actually. And he had a guy there for hours just digging this place out. It is what it is. And but you got to build that network, man. That network is huge. Yeah. And everybody talks about it, but you got to get out of your comfort zone.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go to these meetups.
I've taken the role in that, and my buddies tell me too, "You're the one that's good with the videos, man." I'm like, we all could post, bro. But I guess I'm less shy of being in front of the camera. I really don't care. Mm-hmm. And I'm filming all day. Every day I'm in front of the camera. But that's what set me in front of the masses, because there's a lot of landscapers. There's so many landscapers down here in South Florida. So you have to break that trend. And one of the main reasons why I do it is really for like the youth. And I'm not quote unquote super young, but like I call it like that next generation of landscapers that's coming in, and we need to take care of ourselves. The old school guys took care of themselves. It's time for us to like work really tight and dominate the market, so we know no one's underbidding and making it enjoyable and all that, making it somewhat something that would attract the next generation versus like, oh, you're just a landscaper, So
that's awesome.
Kind of switch up the concept.
Yeah, I think one, it can just save you some money, but let alone make you some money. And that's such a great thing that you guys are doing down there. I love it, man. I think you guys are doing big things, and it's always exciting to hear how people are working together. And nobody told you to do this. Nobody put a gun to your head and said, "Hey, make a group, make a mastermind, make a hangout club." Whatever you want to call it. I love Cruise Lawn. With Hardscape. I forget his company's name and what it's all about, but I know Cruz. I met him a couple times, but he's the Hispanic dude over in Chicagoland, and dude's crushing it. He's doing his masterminds that he does as well, and his Hardscape trainings. I think over in Aquascape, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere. Nice. Yeah, maybe he's got his own place now, but he does a lot of concrete work, outdoor landscaping, and it looks amazing. And so plug into that stuff, guys. If you're around, I don't. If somebody's charging $300, or $500 or $1,000, I will tell you, like honestly, it's very unlikely that they're killing it, quote unquote, off of that. Like, as somebody who runs a couple different things now, it cost me $5,000 to go together in the trades this last year.
No, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what it costs to sell that up.
Yeah,
we do it to give back to the community. If we make a buck, that'd be great. Ideally, long term, it would be great to make some money off of it, but it's not the main. No, the main thing.
No,
and the meetups are free. So if anyone's hearing this down in South Florida, I've had a couple people. This guy OG Lawns came. He drove like 3 hours from I think it's Polk County. It's like super freaking far from Miami, and he made it, man. So I have buddies that I had invited months and months and months, and they don't show up, and they're contractors. I thought, you don't got to be a landscaper. Just, we can work. We can see how your trade, we can help each other out. Guys don't show up, and they're around the corner. And then you got other guys that really want to grow their mindset and their network. And this guy drove 3 hours. Man.
Yeah.
And it's nice, and it was free. So it's not like, it was like, I got to come out of pocket to pay all this money for an event. It's just like, it's free, make the best out of it, and we grow.
Yeah, there's an old saying out there, I forget what it was, but like a prophet is never welcome in his own city or something like that.
Yeah.
It's he's always on tour, but when he comes home, nobody cares about him, kind of a deal. So there's an element of truth to that, man. I got guys, even friends, even other buddies. They won't come to LAL. They're 20 minutes down the road. I know they could use the education and
yeah, you know the feeling.
And then I got other guys that fly 20 hours. We had a guy from Ireland. We had a guy from where else, man?
Imagine, yeah, exactly. You
crazy,
see that,
crazy.
you see that, and you're like, And
Yeah.
then you guys couldn't make it because of what again?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm like, you're
all right.
20 minutes down the road, bro. And we got people coming from Ireland. I had another guy, he was international too, that came to LAL. Together in the trades, we had a couple, I think the wife at least came from Brazil or somewhere South America. So, you know, I'm just telling you guys, if you get the opportunity to plug into these different events, whether they're from social media folks or maybe more corporate, like, you know, Site One might do something, you know, or maybe a jobber or an LMN, you know, pick your guys. I just say, like, go plug in, learn, open the notebook, humble the ego. You know, worst case scenario, all you do is get lunch. Best case scenario, you'll learn a couple things, you know.
Yes.
So, and that's whether you're doing Paul's hangout and meetup or the Hardscape Academy with the Almonds in Columbus. Like, just go hang out, network, share notes. You'd be surprised what you might learn, you know. So, yeah, I love it, man. Any others? I know you had a couple notes and a couple things we were just talking about before we hit start, but that's probably all I got for things on my end right now. I just want to get, I just love hanging out and feeling the energy, bro. You bring the heat from Miami. I can feel it.
Yes,
so you get me all fired up, man.
We gotta stay intense and high intensity. We gotta keep the intensity levels high.
Yeah. Well, keep the heat on down there, because like I said, when I'm coming down there in a month, it better be 75 or above. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to next year. I don't have to go too far for it to get in the trades. We'll be around the corner. Yeah,
I'm like an hour away from Fort Lauderdale.
Are you guys coming for trades and for the cruise in Orlando and all that? And
yes, sir. Like I said, if there's one trip I take, it's gonna be that. Cause
hell yeah. Thanks, man.
I've been reserving, and I get invited to all these places, but I gotta really be careful with my expenses. You know, because
of course.
You know, if you take one too many trips, I know how that's been. Like, let's go here, let's go there, and then you come back to like a headache at work. Like, you gotta really prepare for some of these trips, you know. And
today, everything's $2,000, $5,000. I mean, there's nothing cheap these days. It's just I'm with it. But yeah,
it'll be around the corner. The Fort Lauderdale cruise line, you know, the port is, like I said, an hour away. No excuse.
Yeah. Liz and I took a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. I think that was our honeymoon cruise, or maybe we did one with another couple friend pre-COVID. I remember it's been 3 or 4 years. But I will tell you, I'd much rather drive and go out of the port of Miami. It was nice. It took us half an hour maybe to get on the ship. I mean, it was modern, the scanners, all this crazy stuff, all this TSA crap.
All that stuff's brand new.
Yeah,
I've actually never been to the Fort Lauderdale one, so I usually, like you said, go to the Miami port.
Yeah. I will just tell you guys, if you buy anything in the Caribbean, or if you're booking a cruise, if you want to go shopping for nicer things, do it in the Caribbean. I will tell you, come back through Miami's port versus Fort Lauderdale, and I'll just leave it at that. If I see anybody showing up to my door with 3 letters, I know who it was. It was you guys listening to the show. Everything's been declared. I'm just saying, you can get things significantly cheaper down in the Bahamas. Amen. Paul knows what I'm saying without saying it. So
yes, sir.
Everybody's got a hookup down in Miami, bro, too. That's a whole nother story.
That's right. Got to stay connected. We'll leave it at that. Stay connected.
We'll leave that as the title of the podcast. But no, that's good, dude. I'm excited for you, man. It's always good catching up. Honestly, I remember getting to meet you in person a couple years ago. I think it was COVID year. We did the Hype House or that winter.
True.
And, yeah, you guys came over to Anna Maria, which was a couple 2-3 hours away, and then I saw you again. I think when I went to Orlando, or maybe the second year, I can't even remember.
It was the first year that we went to Tampa. That was good.
Yep.
Then the second one, you know what happened then, and then I guess I saw you again in Tennessee. Tennessee was a freaking party, man.
Yep.
Tennessee was awesome.
That's a whole wild city.
It's a wild place.
The Paul Jameson needs to go there, hang out for a month. He'll come back with a wife. I don't think it'd take a month. It'd take a week. Paul, if you're listening to the show, your wife's probably in Tennessee. Go there. He's going to Alabama. I don't. Maybe there's some college chicks, but he needs to go to Tennessee. That's where all the young ladies are these days. But anyway, I'll leave it at that, bro. Any which way. But no, dude, for real, always good catching up with you, man. Always good hearing a familiar voice and familiar face. And hopefully everything is going well with you and the family, bro, and the holidays. But anything you want to leave these guys? If not, we'll button it up, man. But just thanks for taking time out of your busy day. You guys are probably working. I'm up here doing nothing. The 10 days chill. There's nothing. We're done with cleanups. Yeah, there's no snow. So it was
gloomy. It was gloomy today, so I actually took advantage and got to the range. My guys were doing something. I didn't really have to check up on them too much.
Cool.
So I actually hit the range. So it was good. We're taking it easy, but no, man. Thank you for everything you do. You know, you can't take for granted of all the effort it takes for all these videos and stuff. You know, I'm just now getting into trying to make, you know, some podcasts and trying to do this and do that. And it takes a lot of work. So thank you for taking all the time and energy for that. You know, you deserve all that stuff that, you know, people say, oh, it must be nice, right?
Yeah.
No, it's work. It's work.
It's a grind.
So keep it up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Thanks, man. No, right back at you, bro. And thanks for being a friend. Thanks for being an encourager. Thanks for being a promoter of all the above, man. And right back at you, bro. Guys, he's the Miami landscaper. Paul, where can people find you? I know it's PGL. What is PGL? One more time. Is it what's the company?
Paul's General Landscaping.
Okay, that's right. So I know it's PGL, and then like you said, Miami. I think the Miami landscaper. That's such great branding, man. It reminds me of like Greg Woodstock, the pond guy. Because there's, you know, everybody knows a landscaper in Miami, quote unquote, but you're the Miami landscaper, you know, like
you got to skip the line a bit, you know. That's the thing about Miami. You got to get creative, and now you just get lost in the crowd. You know?
That's right. That's right. And Miami is, man, if you can make it there, I feel like like New York City, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Amen. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I've watched a lot of people on Instagram that are from Miami, and everybody's a big deal. Everybody's a hustler, bro. Everybody's got a shtick, you know? That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, if you can make it down to Miami, you can probably make it anywhere. So, give him a follow on IG, guys. If he drops anything more, podcast or YouTube, I'll make sure to plug it and we'll get an update. But, Paul, that's what I got, man. I'll let you get back to enjoying your day and hopefully see you guys down in Florida in a month, and we'll enjoy some of that heat ourselves.
Thank you. That's good. Enjoy.
All right, guys. Well, hey, guys, thanks for listening to this episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. And, guys, we look forward to catching up with you here on the next one.
Before you turn off the podcast, there are two things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.